Good evening, all. Welcome to all our friends who are live today in Facebook and watching this show. Today, we'll talk about cybersecurity, a very much needed and prevailing topic, and the buzzword for today, because in the new normal scenario, we are all confined in home or restricted to travel. So, all the corporates, all the organizations, all the people individually working from their home and accessing online content, accessing their data online and information online, be it a financial data, be it a healthcare data, be it a legal data, and so on. So, data security is also very much important, and hackers are trying to exploit the situation of using more digital information and digital connectivity. So, today's topic, cybersecurity in our day to day lives. Now, I would like to welcome in this session again Mr. Bhudeb Chakravarti, very renowned technology experts, globally renowned for his expertise in healthcare, cybersecurity, process management, software engineering, and e-governance process optimization. So, thank you, Bhudebda, for joining this show. My first question, we'd like to conduct these sessions by throwing some relevant questions to Mr. Chakravarti, and we'll get enlightened from his revert of those queries. So, my first query to him is regarding the cyber security threats, and if we are looking more threats that are getting increased in the recent times. Over to
Thank you,
Bhudebda.
Abhijit. Thank you, Abhijit. Yes, positively, the topic of cybersecurity at this moment of time is a very relevant topic, and particularly as a society, we are becoming too much dependent on technology nowadays. The whole world is shifted from their activities from the other ways of doing to the online. We are using a lot of internet, we are using data from various places, and positively in this scenario the security risk is also much higher than it was a couple of years before. If you see today, the working from home actually is becoming one of the very big problems. First point is that we don't separate out our home network and our work network. A lot of times it happens that in our home there are other IoT devices, there are various items we connect with our home network, and all of them are actually a threat point from the cybersecurity point of view. If you work from your office, you actually have a secure environment. But when you are working from home, you are missing that security environment. And when you are missing the security environment, it is very difficult for you to create a separate environment between the office and the home, and it always get mixed up. We can positively create a virtual private network which can connect you securely to your corporate network, but VPN is an expensive thing, and a number of organizations at this point they could not provide a proper VPN support to all the people, all their employees. There are also some employees who are in support who don't have their laptops because they always work in the secured corporate environment. They even don't know what are the issues may come when they are working from home. And at the same time, we have to also understand that at present, the priority of the organization is actually maintaining the profitability, maintaining the business, and remain in the market, not actually to avoid what are the various security threats they are going to get. So with these things, we can see that positively the security threat has increased because of working from home and because of using internet for every activities we are doing. Now a question may come is that just because we are going to work from home and our security threat is more, it doesn't mean that we are going to get security attacks. It is true, but at the same time, we have to understand the global workplace paradigm shift and where we are actually working from the remote locations and our complete workforce is in remote. The hackers and the people who are actually trying to get benefit from the cyber attacks, we call them the the activity, we call it as a cyber crime. So that cyber crime, also the people tendency to increase the cyber crime also has become it is evident from our means what we can see in today's environment. We have seen actually a number of very important facts on security threats, and number of research papers says that the last couple of years, particularly after the starting of the pandemic, the security threat increased a lot, and positively the security threat which we are going to get nowadays is much more stronger than the security threat which we were getting a decade ago, which was more like a virus or a Trojan horse, or just creating some problem in your computers and some stopping some of your applications.
Thank you, Bhudeb. Thank you for enlightening us regarding the cybersecurity, cyber threats in the present new normal situation, and if it is increasing day by day, based on most of the workforce are working remotely at this time. So, my next question will be that what are the types of cyber threats that are happening in today's scenario? Just before I come to you for answering that, but the very important topic on cybersecurity, I'd like to tell you a case study, because when the pandemic has started, we got a query from a very renowned global organization who are working with different financial institutions. Uh, they told us that whether you can create a solution for the bankers, because most of the bankers, they are not used to work remotely, work from home. So they have a secure login, they have a designated computer, desktop or laptop at their workplace, and through some secure login along with a digital signature dangle, they used to sign in and work in their core banking environment. So as they are not used to log in from the remote environment or from working from home, so whether a solution can be proposed so that they can work from home. So that is basically some of the important aspects that the new normal situations can bring in terms of creating cyber secure environment. So that is one point that came to my mind. I want to highlight that. So obviously we will discuss more about this topic when we'll come to the third, answering the third questions. But my second question to Bhudeb is that what are the cyber threats that we actually face in our work environment or in our day-to-day lives?
Yes. So we are actually, if you see in today's environment, we are seeing three types of threat or three types of attacks, and they are, one of them is called phishing, second is DDoS, and the third one is ransomware. I will explain each of them. So phishing is a technique where a mail or a Word document or a PowerPoint or some of the, or even sometimes nowadays even a picture. So it comes to your either in the laptop or on your phone, which actually is having a link which connects your system to the system of the attacker. So though it looks like a very benign, and you just it is a maybe actually one phishing mail is running now everywhere throughout the world, is information about the starting of the COVID-19 infection, that is about Wuhan. Actually, this is not at all any informative mail. It is actually a phishing attack, and the moment you open this attachment or open the link which is given there, it connects your computer to a hacker. And the moment it connects the computer to a hacker, the hacker actually can put some malware into your computer, and this malware doesn't work immediately. So this is actually, we call it as a Trojan horse. So this Trojan horse actually remains in your computer for some time. It can be one day, it can be 1 month, it can be even a very longer duration. And then one fine morning, it actually it opens up. That means the application starts running, and it creates a lot of small applications, and which in turn starts working on your computer or on your mobile and start collecting data. And as I mentioned, already connection has been made with your computer, so they start sending the informations from your phone or from your computer to the hacker or to the person who is actually connecting to your system. So this is a phishing effect, and we call it the mail or the link, we call it phishing mail or phishing link. So this is one type of attack, which is the most common type of attacks which we can see. The second type of attack is called DDoS or DDoS. This is distributed denial of service. So short form is DDoS. Now here what the malware do is that it not only connect to your system, it actually stops the applications or the connections which you are doing on your computer. So it means that whatever services you are accessing from your computer or from your mobile, it stops those services, so you cannot get any service. So think of that you are a provider of some goods through online, or you are a provider of a service from online, and think of it that suddenly your service is off and nobody can connect to your service, nobody can buy the things from you, nobody can contact you through your website doesn't work. So that is called a DDoS. So where it actually blanks you completely, and you become just like not having an internet, not having any connection. And the third type of attack, which is again a very common nowadays in last couple of years, and that is a ransomware. Ransomware, what they do is that they encrypt your data. Sometimes they encrypt even your complete disk drive, encrypt with some encryption software, so that your system, not only your system doesn't work, all of your data gets encrypted and you cannot even see the data. So in that case, what happens? They say that we will give you the key for decrypting of the hardware if you pay us some amount. Now, it is so much that in last year, June, the University of California, San Francisco got a ransomware attack, and all their data, all their server informations was actually locked, and they had to pay $1.14 million as a ransomware to the hacker to actually get back their data from this encrypted condition. So you can understand, if University of California, San Francisco may have to pay $1.14 million sitting in US, having all types of security things in their security protections in their university, still they may get it. And we can see that the attack of ransomware has become very, very high. I don't know whether some of you have already got this type of mail or information that we know or we have seen that you are visiting the following sites, and we will inform it to your family members if you don't connect to us and inform us that how to solve this problem and how you can come out of this problem. So this is again a ransomware where they may have, they may not have, but the moment you start connecting to them, even if they don't have before, they will actually get the information after that. And once they get the information, they can positively blackmail you to do anything, whatever they want you to do. So these are the three types of attacks we are seeing nowadays, and which has become very common nowadays. And positively, the other things like Trojan horse and the virus attacks and all those things are there. But because we have got a lot of solutions and we know how to manage them, so we are more safe from those type of attacks.
Thank you, Bhudeb. So before coming to the third question, my third question will be obviously on the protection and precautions we can take to sustain or to nullify the cyber attacks or the cyber security threats that has been discussed already right now. So what should be our protections or should be our precautions to nullify those cyber attacks? That is my third question. Before I hand it over to Bhudeb, we should take this opportunity to discuss an innovative technology that we have adopted and we are working on cybersecurity. That is on our new method on cryptographic innovations. So we have created the new cryptographic standards where we are using a new technology based on a one-way mathematical functions rather than a modular arithmetic that is being used by the common technologies, cryptographic technologies like RSA or AES or ECC that is being used for different encryptions protocol. So we have created a new encryption standard. And what is the benefit of the new encryption standard? One, obviously it is more secure. It can generate higher order encryption bit. Obviously it is faster, and it can get processed in a normal computer, which in other encryption standard they need a higher computing environment. But the most innovative and the most interesting concepts lies that all the traditional cryptographic standards, in case of asymmetric encryption, there are two keys. One is a public key, one another is a private key. But in our cryptographic standard, we can generate multiple keys. So we can generate a 3-key triplet, we can generate a m into n keys. That multiple key generation can create a technology layer that will basically help to provide a lot of secure environment and give boost to a lot of cyber security technology as well as products. So we are yet to commercialize this technology, but we are proud to announce that we have done innovation in this regards, and we have done done some patenting, and we are now in the process of commercializing this technology. So now I would like to come to Bhudeb regarding the protection and security measures that we can adopt by using cybersecurity.
Yes, Abhijit. So yes, I will actually touch your point also in between. So now what I want to say is that the first protection technique which we want to use is nothing but the education to the people. The user education is the most important point in actually avoiding any security attack, because even if you have all the types of protections, if the user allows the hacker or the crime perpetrator to enter inside the security thing because of their knowledge, less knowledge about it, nothing can be done. No solutions will work there. So the first thing, we have to make the user educated. We have to give them training, and it is not only for the corporate. Even I want to say that at our home also, we should educate all our members, our spouse, our children, that how to use the mobile device and the computer in a manner that the chance of attack will be minimum. And even if there is, that there is an attack, and you can actually take care of it and come out of the cyber attack. So now I'm not going into the details of the user education. It's already available in various places, but if it is required, we may positively discuss it sometime later. Second point I want to mention is that if you see the finally the purpose of a cyber attack is generation of money, because otherwise they are not going to get any other benefit out of it. So they want money. So the moment the question comes that they want money, so immediately the first segment which gets the maximum attack is the finance, that is the banks and other financial institutions. So it is not only the banks get the attack, it is also the people who are connecting to the bank, for them also. So if you see in our normal life that a number of things, number of attacks happens to us, where they actually, the hacker can get some money out of our bank account, and a lot of cases are there even in India. Number of cases, more than 1,000. Okay, so that is one area. Now for that, what the protections what we can take is that we can create a multi-factor authentication, where it is not only one password plus finger, password plus OTP, so 2 or 3 factor authentication, so that even if one factor gets compromised, the other factor will actually save you, and you will know that something happened, why this second factor is started, and you can immediately stop it. So these are the two things. Now coming to that, just now I talked about bank, and now the moment we are talking about bank, the second segment which is more important and where actually a lot of money is there, and that is the healthcare sector, because health data is a very important, and the privacy problem of health can actually generate a lot of money. So because of that, the third area where we have to actually take protection is that our health data should be highly secure. We should not put the health data in any website and just connect there and go on writing about all informations, whatever we are having, all the problems. So that is the third area we have to see. So now this is from the user's point of view. Now from the corporate point of view, what are the problems are there? So if we see, there are two types of problems a corporate faces. One is the network, if there is a problem, the attack in the network, and another is attack for the data. So they actually take the data out. So here actually for the data security, we can go for this multi-factor encryption, as Abhijit was mentioning, and a lot of new technologies, and positively this technology is very important, which you can use to make your data safe. So these, like this, a lot of other factors are there, and but these are the primarily 4 factors if we do, and at the same time, if we update our operating system and we update our anti-malware on regular basis and keep it up to date, then I'm sure that we can save ourselves from a cyber attack. Again, I am saying that the user education is important. User should not click unknown link. User should not open the files from an unknown source. User should not be in haste on doing something which he, through which he may do something, he or she may do something wrong. So you should not do any internet transactions at haste. Okay, you should always think before doing it. And the last point which I want to mention is that when somebody is calling you, or when some mail has come you to do something, or a WhatsApp message has come you to do something, please don't do anything. No bank, no insurance company, no government agency send you a link or send you an SMS or send you a mail to do something. So what you have to do is that if you even you have a doubt that the mail or WhatsApp message is a correct one, you call the connect to the bank, you call the bank from your side and run it, and do the things whatever you want to say. Chances of getting hacked much less. Thank you, Abhijit. So anything
Thank you.
else?
Thank you so much. Just I like to highlight just one point. I like to just ask a simple questions. I will not take. It's basically a curiosity from our end and from the viewer's end, that if blockchain is basically creating a secure, cyber secure environment, how blockchain applies to cybersecurity.
See, one of the advantage of blockchain is that in a blockchain, every activity or every task, whatever is happening in the internet, they get linked. So one service actually or one task hands over the to the next task. So the chance is very low that somebody will send you something from outside and get into the blockchain. So that is why we are saying that the blockchain is very it can actually save ourselves from the cyber attack, because once you are in a blockchain with a bank account transactions, nobody can come in between and actually get your data out or put something else. But remember one thing is that even if you are using blockchain, but if somebody sends you a different URL, okay, a different website, and which is also maybe following the blockchain, and that website looks like very similar to the website of your bank, and without seeing it properly you go into it and start giving your information, blockchain cannot help. So blockchain is positively is one of the way of doing a secure transactions. And but nowadays a lot of banks are following so many other options also for the secure transactions. They are also using SIEM. So CM is being used now in most of the financial institutions. CM is being used for incident reporting. So they know your way of working, and the moment they see that a user is behaving in a different manner, so it automatically it understands their behavior and it immediately blocks. A lot of times you have seen that if you are going with you are having a Google account and you are Gmail account and you are accessing it all the time, suddenly you access it from another computer, even if you give the correct password, it says that your password is wrong. It is nothing but to verify that you are the correct person, because password is wrong means next time they will try with another password. And nowadays that there is the hackers are having a facility of generation of multiple passwords, but once they do that, even when the correct password is used, then also it will not open. So they cannot actually do it. But if you give the second time the correct password, then they will send you a OTP. They will send an OTP message that on your registered mobile you give that OTP, then only your Gmail account opens. So like that, various techniques people are using nowadays, and we have to work on it, and we have to be very careful that we have to be educated, we have to be very careful. We should not get into the way they want us to behave. We have to behave on our own way.
So thank you very much, Bhudeb da, for this very insightful session and useful discussion that we had for ourselves and for all our audiences and viewers today. So we'll come back shortly with our next topic. So stay tuned. Thank you. Goodbye. Good night.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.